Hello and welcome to Talking Golf with Gary. This week, the dynamic Gary will introduce you to all kinds of topics pertinent to this past week of golf. He'll give you some tidbits of information as what's coming up and take you on a tour around the world for all of the golfing highlights. Sit back and enjoy Talking Golf with Gary.
And hello, welcome to another edition of Talking Golf with Gary. Hope everybody had a terrific week out there. Lots of excitement on the tour as we head into the finale of the PGA Tour. And the LPGA Tour had their final major of the season. First-time winners. Always great to see that. And let's take a look at what went on. On the PGA Tour, JT Poston won the Wyndham Championship for his first PGA Tour victory, shooting an 8 under 62 for a one-stroke win. Poston tied Henrik Stenson's 2-year-old tournament record at 22 under 258. He became the first player since Lee Trevino in 1974 to win a 72-hole stroke play event on tour without any bogeys or worse. The native North Carolinian began his round 3 strokes back, took the lead for good with a birdie on the par 5 15th hole, then finished with 3 straight pars to earn $1,116,000 and 500 FedEx Cup points at the regular season finale. Webb Simpson was a 21 under 65 he shot. Byung Hun Un, who held or shared the lead after each of the first 3 rounds, 3-putted the 18th for a bogey and at 67 to finish 2 shots back. Trying to force a playoff with a birdie, he nearly holed a 60-footer but had it run well past. Poston closed the gap with On, the third-round leader, with 3 birdies and an eagle on the front 9. Then came the 15th. Poston took sole possession of the lead with a birdie on that hole after placing a bunker shot 6 feet from the flag stick. He hit it stiff, yes. Simpson earned his 7th top 10 finish at this tournament since 2010 and climbed to number 9 on the playoff points list, earning $550,000 in bonus money as part of the inaugural Wyndham Rewards Top 10 program. The other annual subplot at this tournament was that players on the playoff bubble. 2 players who began the tournament outside the top 125. They were number 129, Patton Kizzary, and number 134, Andrew Landry, played their way onto the field for the Northern Trust next week in New Jersey. So congratulations to those 2 guys. They will be playing in the big time there. They're going to be playing in the playoffs, the FedEx Cup playoffs, as they made it by the skin of their teeth. But it still counts. They can still win. So it doesn't matter how you make it as long as you get there. And playing in her first LPGA event ever, 20-year-old Hanako Shibuno birdied the final hole on Sunday to take the AIG Women's British Open by 1 stroke over Lizette Salas in a dramatic ending to a sensational day of golf featuring brilliant performances by a slew of players. Shibuno, a rookie on the Japan LPGA, was the only player in the field to shoot all 4 rounds at Woburn Golf Club in the 60s. She simply owned the back 9, shooting 30 there twice and then 31 on Sunday for a closing 68 that put her at 18 under 270. She now has the option to join the LPGA. Salas, who had had a crazy matchup, riveting head-to-head duel with Jin Young Ko, number 1 player in the world, who is trying for her 3rd major championship of the year as well, had a 5-foot birdie try on number 18, hit the lip and spin out. She settled, Salas did, for a 65 to put her at 271. 2 groups later, Shibuno split the fairway, and the rest is history, and drained her 18-footer to win the tournament. Shibuno was really quite a character all week, laughing, taking pictures with the crowd. She was really didn't even she was really kind of didn't show any pressure at all, and I guess that's why her nickname in Japan is Smiling Cinderella. She likes to smile, and she certainly did. Smiled all the way to a major title this week, and what a finish this week! All 6 of the players in the final three twosomes. I can't get that right. Final 3 twosomes had a chance to win. Ko, who closed with a 66, was in 3rd place and took home the Rolex Annika Major Award for Best Overall Performances in the Majors. Morgan Pressel, who we haven't heard from in a while, her last win was 11 years ago, closed with a 67 to be at 273, with Ashley Buhai at 274, Celine Boutier at 276, Carlotta Giganta at 277, and Sung-Hoon Park at 278. Nelly Korda and Jay Lee 6 were at 279. With 4 holes left to play, there was a 3-way tie at 16 under involving Salas, Ko, Shibuno, and Pressel, and Buhai were at 15 under. Birdies were simply flying everywhere. Over their first 15 holes, Salas and Ko combined to make 14 birdies on 12 different holes. I'm telling you, I got to be honest, I was pulling for Lizette Salas. I really wanted to see her break her skid there and win a major, but it was not to be. So boy, did she putt lights out. So did Shibuno, and Shibuno was her wedges were unbelievable, her iron play, everything. But Salas was putting the daylights out of everything, but it was not meant to be for Lizette this week. Maybe another time. Next year, she can dedicate herself more to the majors, because she played awesome. She just came out there focused, and just a shame she didn't win it. But congratulations to the 20-year-old Shibuno, who took home the trophy. All right, let's take a quickie break here and come back right after this message.
Baseball and BBQ, your place for interesting baseball talk, opinions, and history.
Baseball and BBQ, your place for barbecue recipes, tips, and interviews from the world of barbecue. If you like baseball and if you like barbecue, then tune in to Baseball and BBQ. Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and BaseballTalkRadio.com.
And in the news, I feel like we should have some kind of introduction, like a bump, 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 something like that. I don't know. We'll see. I'll work on that. Every year, a new crop of players coming on the PGA Tour, and this year we have seen some great additions, as well as to the European Tour and the LPGA Tour. But there's a few big names, you might say, that we won't be hearing from. Maybe we will. But as of right now, they've lost their cards. And here's a couple of them. Martin Kaymer, he was a former world number 1 and a Ryder Cup star, 2-time major champion, and now a pro with no PGA Tour status. Kaymer. My friends in Europe will correct me, I hope. Kaymer, I'm going to say Kaymer, was number 146 entering the week and shot a 66 and a 75 to miss the cut. Golf Channel's Will Gray pointed out that even if Kaymer's number stays inside the top 150, he may not be able to take advantage of any conditional status because he played just 14 PGA Tour events this year, one under the mandatory minimum of 15. Kaymer still would have some potential entry into tournaments as a past winner on tour and would be able to accept sponsors' exemptions, though only up to 12 starts as a non-member. So he's not really and he does have a name. So former world number 1 and there's another former world number 1 who also lost his card, sort of. But another guy that lost his card was Hunter Mahan. Remember him a few years ago? Mahan was always near the top of the world rankings, and even after struggling with his game the past few years, he rallied with a tie for second at the Korn Ferry Tour Finals last year to keep PGA Tour status. But now Mahan will head back to the finals after entering the week at 184 and missing the Wyndham cut. So Hunter Mahan going through some struggles. And here was a shocker, I thought, when I saw this list. Luke Donald. And Luke Donald sort of lost his card, and I'll explain. Luke Donald entered the week at 191 in the FedEx Cup standings, which meant he had no chance to advance to the playoff. He had a real long shot. But the former world number one isn't truly out of status. He has 3 starts remaining on a medical extension, which gives him another chance. More likely, Donald can lean on his career earnings, which affords successful players extra exemptions into events. And he certainly had that. He's got to be up on the money list as for career earnings. So we'll still see some of Luke Donald. But he hasn't been playing well the last couple of years, and this is what happened. 2 other guys that were on this in this article that lost their cards was Bo Hostler and Ollie Schneider Jams. They lost their cards as well, and they will head to, I would imagine, to the Korn Ferry Tour Finals to try to get some status back. But it's a shame. It's a tough business, and that's why when you see a guy like a JT Poston win, it is so important because he's set for the next 2 years. And if you win a major, I think it's 5 years. So very important. Besides the money is, great and everything, but it's that you want to maintain that year to make the money. And you've got to hold on to that card and play well and finish in certain positions. So but hopefully we'll see some of those guys back on tour. Tiger Woods broke tradition from his usual late Friday tournament commitments and tweeted Wednesday that he'll be in action for the first 2 FedEx Cup playoff events beginning at the Northern Trust in New Jersey next week. At 27th in the FedEx Cup standings prior to this week's regular season finale at the Wyndham Championship, Woods will have no trouble qualifying for the BMW Championship, although he's not yet guaranteed a spot in the Tour Championship, where he's the defending champion after his stirring victory last season. Woods is coming off a miscut at the Open Championship 2 weeks ago, and he tried to rearrange the schedule this year so the body would not be right. Hopefully, it will be warm in New Jersey, and you get older that you want a little bit of warm weather. That cold weather in the UK and in Ireland did not suit him. And it's just a fact of life. With your age, you get a little arthritis. Your muscles get. Trust me, I'm a walking arthritis machine, so I know of what he speaks. But it's always good to see Tiger play and play well. So hopefully he'll be ready to go, and his game will be there, and we'll get to see a lot of him the next couple of weeks. Okay, let's do this. Let's take a break, one more break, and then come back with the calendar dance, or actually the calendar. Nobody wants to really see me dance. I don't think so. Maybe they do. Oh, before I go on break, I want to do a shout out to a new friend, Drake Distiller. I think it was on Twitter. John, thank you very much, and hope you enjoy the show and continue to enjoy it, and tell your friends on the other side of the pond to check out the show and go back, look at some old. I've got some great interviews from different people. So thank you, and thank you, Liam Harrison, for the shout out on Twitter the other day. So again, let's go to break and be back right after this.
Sponsor an ad on the podcast. Support our show and let people know about your business. Email us today.
516-362-0443.
That is the Talking Golf Hotline. If you've got a question, a comment, or want to leave a voicemail, say hi. That's the number to call, 516-362-0443. Or if you'd like to leave an email, you can email the show at talkinggolf@gmail.com.
Now it's time to do the calendar. Now it's time to do the calendar. Oh, hooray, let's sing the calendar. Now it's time to do the calendar.
And, excuse me, on the calendar for this week, the European Tour is off, as well as the PGA Tour Champions. They're also off, but the PGA Tour, as we've mentioned a couple of times already, will be holding the first leg of the playoffs, and that is the Northern Trust in New Jersey. And Bryson DeChambeau will be the defending champion in that one. And the LPGA Tour, the ladies will be in action. They'll be playing the Aberdeen Standard Investments Ladies Scottish Open, and Aria Chutingon is the defending champion in that one. So check them out. I tell you, after the ladies event this past week, a lot of exciting golf. I can't wait to see how it is in Scotland, how the weather is, and they had beautiful weather, by the way. For the British Open, the ladies' British Open, and I hope that the weather holds for the Scottish Open as well. But a little bad weather wouldn't hurt either. It'd be kind of fun, so. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this week's show. No guests this week. Working on getting in some. It's been a little tough the last few weeks getting in guests. I guess they're all busy now with the golf season, so it's tough, but we're working on it, always working on it. And I want to thank you all for listening to the show. And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes, YouTube, Spreaker, Google Play, Spotify, wherever you listen or watch the podcast. Hit the subscribe button. That helps me grow the show and expand to new listeners. And until next time, remember, as you walk down the fairway of life, you must smell the roses, for you only get to play one round. Have a great week, everybody. I'll see you next time on another edition of Talking Golf with Gary.